Hello, we're chilling out in blue tonight. Uh, the theater sign is not wanting to come on, so I guess it's just about keeping it real tonight, you know, and just sinking into this deep part of the reading where we're looking at that devil energy. And we've really established that what the basis of this matter is that there's some kind of thwarting energy that's acting as a blockage that's preventing this coming together with a Queen of Swords. It looks like that's what is backed by spirit as being the outcome that needs to come on through, right? This is where there's victory. This is where there's the Two of Cups, the Ace of Cups, a new beginning. That can be in love. It can be in creativity. It can be in healing. Cups deal with things of an emotional nature. It could be the healing of a rift. But there's success and there's partnership in this and positivity and a feeling of, the ship's finally coming in, okay? But there's a thwarting energy. And so that's really the basis of this devil energy in play. And we did see that there was, a swift action that came in with the Knight of Swords. And with the Knight of Swords, it can be very swift, impetuous action. Sometimes there can be communication involved too, which can be kind of brusque. And this is in association with the Seven of Pentacles, not having the patience to wait for things to develop, feeling an antsiness to get going. But we have to look at the Pentacles picture here too. And I did mention before that this particular devil card, he is holding a pentacle. They are sitting on a treasure chest. And so I wonder if money is a part of this picture. And if that's somehow connected to this mother energy that came in right on the tail of those two cards with the Queen of Cups, which represents the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Now, in terms of Cancer, that's a repeat message because the next card that we're going to be diving into is the whole crux of the matter. Why is there not the forward motion, right? And that's the Chariot, which is associated with Cancer. So again, here's this mother influence, this mother energy. This might be locked up with finances. There might be an element involved where finances could be held over someone's head, like being used in sort of a power play. Like if you take this action, then I'm going to withhold these finances from you. There might be some kind of disagreement around this and how that relates to this Queen of Swords energy. It might be used as a bargaining chip, okay? But it looks like something was handled very quickly, and it seems like it was disappointing for this Queen of Cups, this water sign energy, this mothering, nurturing kind of energy, okay? Because she comes in with the Four of Cups, which is all about disappointment. And there is another opportunity there for this individual in this situation, because we see, that Spirit is offering an Ace of Cups to them, right? There is an opportunity there for them, but it's like they're looking back on the past and how they weren't fulfilled. They didn't get what they wanted out of their situations in the past. And so there's a bit of them kind of being stuck. This also could be creating a thwarting energy if there is something that needs to be cleared up with this mother energy, with this, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, Or it would be, somebody who kind of displays those kind of, qualities, being very much in their emotions, being a very nurturing person. But this would be somebody who's dissatisfied. They're not happy with the situation. This much is clear. And there may be just a dissatisfaction with the fact that things didn't come to fruition the way they had planned or the way they had hoped. And so it's almost like an action was taken that was kind of like a curveball. It kind of came out of left field and it threw this person out of balance a bit. I do see that it was very disillusioning because we have the Tower coming in after them. So something that, they believed to be so was not so. That's what happens when the Tower visits us. And as I said, that 555 on the timer, on the camera here, 5 is all about change, rapid change, okay? Change that can be very unsettling, but is necessary because what has been built, okay, with the 7 of Pentacles, it's all about investment. What you've invested your energy in was based on something false. I often tell people, if you build something on the basis of any level of deceit, where things are not above board, there is no way that that can be something that has sustainability. Eventually the truth comes out. Eventually the cracks in the foundation are revealed. And when they are, that tower comes tumbling down. And the growth is for naught. Okay, so it looks like that's what happened here for this Queen of Cups. And it brought the world, it brought a completion, it brought an ending, and an ending that they're not satisfied with, okay? And this could be, in some cases, this could be connected with like a separation, a divorce. I could certainly see that, especially where there's like a splitting up of assets when we're looking at that 7 of Pentacles. So that's a potential situation. Again, let's look at the different ways that this could manifest, since we have so many different people that are tuning in and watching this reading. It could be that you really invested in a creative project. You poured a lot of your energy into it and it was like your baby. That's how that mother energy could kind of like work out. And your efforts, kind of came to naught. Some kind of swift action came in, swift news, swift change in circumstances that made you realize you didn't have as strong of a foundation as you thought you did, and it led to a great financial loss, a great loss of the investment of your time and energy, and that was extremely disappointing. But there's still like this opportunity of hope here, right? Because it's like there is this cup that's being held out, but one can't see the opportunity that comes through reversal if they're constantly focused on looking back on what didn't turn out the way they wanted it to. Attachment is a motherfucker, right? And we were talking about this, the attachment. We did say partner in crime, okay? So like that can manifest in many different ways. And I'm going to go really left field here, okay? And since I did say partner in crime, and this did come up multiple times, this could be maybe somebody doing something, with multiple players involved on the wrong side of the law. And then getting found out. And everything comes crashing down. Sometimes the Knight of Swords can also represent like swift legal action, okay? Again, with all of that, I have to say that even in a situation like that, there is still a personal element involved. And the reason I say that is just because there's just far too many cups on the board in this situation. So that's always like something that involves, healing or creativity or love, personal connections, the bonds that are meaningful for us. So looking at this picture and the way this came in, I feel like the devil energy is kind of being like bound up with this situation involving that mother energy we've been talking about, or whatever is connected to the baby, whether that's like an actual child, or whether that is a project, a creative project, a business you're trying to build, something, but it'd have to be like your baby. It doesn't have to be an infant, okay, but it would be something that you really poured your heart and soul into, and really feeling kind of dissatisfied with it, but also like, I've invested so much, and there's some messy stuff to clean up here, and there's been some really intense reversal, disappointment, betrayal could be part of the picture. There could be lies involved with that tower coming down, because usually the tower is very disruptive. It's not like a minor thing, okay? And I see that this is what is the thwarting energy that's preventing the forward motion, okay? So now that we've gotten that far and we're kind of clear on what this devil energy is, and we've understood the different, elements in play with that, I want to look specifically at this chariot energy, at this Cancerian energy, and I want to find out what can be done to get things to move forward. We know what the issues are, we know what the blockages are. So it's really kind of pointless to continue to focus on that. I'm not really one for focusing on problems, I'm one for focusing on solutions, which if you come to me to, listen to these tarot readings, that's what you're going to get. I'm going to tell you what I see going on, but then I'm also going to reveal to you the best course of action, what you can do to start turning things around in a more positive direction. And right now, what we're really looking to do is just get the gridlock moving. It looks like there's a lot that's being held up. And I'm just going through this deck real quick. I'm making sure that all of the cards are upright. I don't like to start with any reversals. I like to give a fresh deck. All of those other cards are put back in the deck now. And I'm just going to offer up a little spirit candy now that we've done our review of those energies in play. It looks like in this situation, there's a lot of emotions involved and a lot of activation. It also looks like there's a lot of misunderstanding, a lack of really kind of healthy, constructive communication, and that, there really is a need for people to have some compassion in this situation, especially with so many emotions involved. That's what I would say. That's what's coming through here. I don't think anybody is intentionally trying to cause problems, Everybody's just working through their issues the best they can in this situation. And let's face it, most of us didn't grow up learning the best way to cope with challenges and, difficult emotions and places of disagreement. And we don't have a lot of role models for that, right? So if we can just remember that anytime we're in a difficult situation where there's clashes with other people, to remember that, they're going through it too. And I know that can be really difficult, especially when somebody's really like pushing your buttons, but it is what it is, you know? And you can choose to stay stuck in that and being angry, which is totally unproductive, or you can say, all right, well, I don't agree with that, but I understand that's their truth and it's their perspective. So how can we get beyond this? How can I come to a place where I can meet this person and we can come to some sort of agreement? Because really what's on offer at the end of this mess, because it is a mess. I mean, I'm not going to mince words on that. This is a messy situation, and hopefully the different players involved will learn from it, and moving forward in their life, they'll make better choices, you know, about how they handle challenges. Yeah. You think that that's the best course of action, Ted? People need to be honest. Yeah. He's coming up on my lap. Yeah, Ted's all for the good communication and keeping everything above board and speaking from the heart, you know. You know, one thing that you can do is it's a very minor thing, but it makes a big difference, is when you're talking to somebody, and let's say it's a really difficult discussion, and the two of you see things very differently. Just take your left hand, okay? Because this is your receptive side, all right? And put your left hand on the center of your chest just to connect with your heart. And then speak to them from that place, being, you know, connected to your heart. It's a little thing, but it does make a difference to just remind you to, you know, stay in your heart when you're communicating. Because when we go, you know, Knight of Swords, and we say things impetuously and we pop off, and we don't take that moment, you know, to kind of come out of our reactiveness and just drop into our heart. And just remember, okay, yeah, you know, the reason why I'm getting so activated here is because this matters to me. I'm feeling something here. And it's not easy, but I don't want to look back with regret. I want to move through this cleanly. Whatever I say, I want it to contribute to healing, to contribute to, you know, resolution, to contribute to peace, to contribute to a positive outcome, you know? So accountability is always a great thing, and just looking at what is the piece you're bringing to the table. You know, how are you bringing your truth in? How are you showing up? And staying connected to your heart. Just remember that, you know, everybody does the best they can. And I know sometimes that's really frustrating, but it's important. So, that all being said, okay. Oh, and out popped the Empress upright, okay? And again, that's, you know, it's also that mother energy we were talking about, also represents the Empress. But she came out upright. So this is, you know, Empress energy and balance. And there's some cards flying out here. We're really going to look at, you know, how can, okay. Oh, my goodness. How can we get things moving forward in this situation? There's that Ten of Cups again, landing right on the Empress and the Emperor. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you. Ooh, Judgment just came out on top of that. I'm telling you, with all the frustration that's involved in this situation, you know, for you fire signs, there is a beautiful outcome to this situation. And I want you to remember that when you're really in it. I'm getting, so much clairsentience right now. I want you to really remember that when you're in it, because look what, I want you to see how this came out, okay? I want you to see how this came out. First came out the Empress, all right? Associated with the signs of Libra, and Taurus, who are ruled by Venus. Okay. The Empress is a woman who has embodied all four elements and is aligned in spirit. She's independent. She's fulfilled within herself. She doesn't need anybody to complete her. Okay. She's in her creativity. She's in her abundance. She's in her flow. And she is ready to, move into life in a way that's like in a spirit of celebration. Like, this is when you're in your mojo, okay? You're in your prime. This isn't somebody who's like feeling stuck and depressed and sad and like down and out. This is a very joyful, abundant, full, verdant card, you know? It's when everything's aligned, okay? Because you've done the work and you've integrated all those elemental qualities. So, very beautiful card to come out. Right on top of it, the Emperor, divine counterpart, okay? To me, if this is not a love relationship, then this is like one hell of a collaboration. I mean, for a creative collaboration, oh my gosh. The Emperor and the Empress, that's magic. I mean, these two, both in their power, meeting each other, there's no limit to what they can achieve together. It's just a beautiful pairing, you know? If this is a mother and a father, coming together and making peace, healing. I mean, it's a beautiful resolution. Like, it's powerful. It has a positive effect, okay? Just looking at the different ways that can manifest, right? Emperor card is associated with Aries, but really it can be any masculine energy, fully like in their power, got their stuff together, They don't need to take on a partner. They're whole in and of themselves. So if they do, it's because there's really a meeting, a meeting in a place of being independent, but wanting to come together and share experience and create something beautiful together. So this is a beautiful connection. And then what came out on top of that was the Ten of Cups. And this is the outcome that has been promised throughout this whole reading. This keeps coming up. The new beginning in love. That's the ultimate fulfillment. Okay? And again, this is a repeat message because we did have the Queen of Swords came in association with the merging that wanted to happen, the partnership that wanted to happen, the resolution that wanted to happen but was being thwarted. And the Queen of Swords represents the air signs, Libra being one of them, and Libra is associated with the Empress. So I'm calling out the signs. I will call out the signs in readings. Do not get too attached to that though, okay? If it really resonates with you, then it's yours, okay? If it's really resonating with you and you're like, yep, I feel this, this rings true for me, then the message is for you, okay? But just understand what those different zodiac energies are like, and how they exhibit themselves, and the ways that you may be exhibiting those energies in this situation. And then what came out on top of that Ten of Cups was judgment, which is like, this is gonna happen. So I feel like what I need to say to whoever is trying to throw a wrench in the works and hold things up, by causing problems and resisting, or, sowing dissension, or as we brought in before, doing any kind of workings, for those who are on an occult path, it's not going to be successful. You might be able to create, some holdups, but you're not going to be able to stop this. The reality is, judgment is a major arcana card that's like, no, this is already like, this is the way this is going to go down. Like, this is meant to happen. These people are meant to, come together, and something is supposed to work out, So whether that energy is, this mother, because sometimes the Empress can be a mother too, okay? And the mother is holding things up, right? Because she's resistant, she's not trusting, or she's been hurt before, or she doesn't trust the situation because of the experiences that she's had in the past, or whatever that may be. It's like, see if you can move beyond that, because this is what's really meant to happen here. There's supposed to be this coming together, and it's beautiful. It's like a beautiful new beginning that brings a lot of gifts and blessings. So why would you want to interfere with that? Or why would you want to block that? And so we're going to look at this a little bit more. See what other cards we have here. Yeah, you know what? I really feel like a lot of this has to do with this mother feeling left out in the cold, feeling like they didn't get what they wanted in this situation, and feeling unappreciated. We also see in this card, this is Five of Pentacles, okay? There's these three, these three like ganders wanting to be fed, it looks like, underneath this couple. And again, there's been that third party interference, okay, has come through repeatedly in this reading. And I really feel like, this has been the issue, for this energy that's been holding everything up, is this third party interference, and the way that it's made this person feel. It's made them feel like their presence wasn't appreciated, like they weren't valued. Like, here, you can kind of just like, I'm going to put you on ice for a while, and I'm going to go and, I'm going to have my fun, or in a business arrangement, a creative project, feeling like, some of the control was taken out of their hands, and they were left out of the loop, and other people were brought into the situation that mucked everything up. And we do see that that is what the holdup has been, because we got the Hanged Man that came in, which is all about like hanging out and waiting around, but look, it's reversing. And look how he looks when he's not upside down anymore. He looks like he's dancing. It's kind of like, look what I can do. So I'm going to say that, that holdup, is not going to be for much longer. It's about to reverse, and things are going to start moving. That Chariot is not going to stay stuck. Forward motion is going to happen here. I have a feeling that what's going to happen, and I'm going to kind of just clarify it right now, I feel like what's going to happen is that there's going to be a cutting off of third parties. I feel like that's going to be put to an end, and right there came a card crossing it. Yeah. Eight of Swords. So that feeling of being stuck, that feeling of being imprisoned. It's what's going to be removed. There's going to be a movement out of this stuck energy, out of this holding pattern. And it might really involve this person who felt left out in the cold to really gather their strength and realize, you don't have to stay stuck anywhere where you're not being appreciated, where you're not being valued for who you are and your contribution and all that you've brought to the situation. And here's that binding theme again, okay, right? Look, the hands are bound. blindfolded, not seeing, not being willing to see the truth of the situation, stuck in this illusion, that they're trapped, that there's no way out. It's bullshit. Look how loose those ties are around the arms. You can pull those right off. You can free yourself anytime you want, but it involves you looking at things honestly and what's really going on here and understanding your worth and not putting up with bullshit anymore. And as soon as you do that and you take a step and you realize, you know what? I don't need to stay stuck here on the back burner anymore. I don't need to deal with third-party bullshit. I know my worth. I know what I deserve. And you fucking just accept that tower falling and look at things as they are. Then finally you can get the forward motion. And that's exactly it. Stop 9 of Wands hanging around, waiting. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for things to change? Do you not see things as they are? There's no waiting. Nothing's going to come in and change this situation. The only thing that's going to change it is you. It's your wake-up call. That's what a tower is. And what you